We go. Three, two, one, and we are live. Hello, Daryl. Hello.
Hi, Pedro. Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining in today's live session. Um, my name is Pedro Avila. I am a fitness coach specialized in pain management, and I've been helping people with back pain for about 10 years. Yeah, and with me,
I'm Daryl, and I'm a hypnotherapist, and I have spent decades helping people with their physical health and their emotional health, helping them retrain their minds.
yes, in today's live session, it's all about that reconnecting with your body. Okay, now let's start with something tough, a tough truth. Okay, only 1 in 10 people with back pain actually see lasting results with traditional treatments. That's a very, very low number. And that means that 9 out of 10 are just left frustrated, just trying stretch after stretch, pill after pill. Some of you even consider surgery. Okay. And even after all this, you are still living in pain. So if you ever felt stuck or even felt like a failure, just know that it's not your fault. The approach that you've tried, it's broken. Okay. So tonight we want to show you something different. Yeah. I want to show you how to retrain your body and your mind so you can finally move without fear, you can reduce pain, and get back to doing the things that you love.
And so here's what we're going to cover in tonight's call in the next 10, 15 minutes or so. We're going to briefly talk about why pain often lingers after your body has healed. So your body's healed, the pain should go, right? But sometimes it doesn't. How your brain and your nervous system actually learn to be in pain. We're going to talk about the role of your stabilizer muscles and how to wake them up, how stress, fear, and emotions make pain louder. And we're going to talk about practical ways to move when you're scared to move. So at the end of this, we're going to give you some free resources, completely free, okay? You can get a guided hypnosis, a meditation, and some exercises that you can start today. So hang around for those. If you want a structured plan, we're also going to share our 14-day back pain reset. This is built from everything that Pedro and I have learned working with thousands of people over all of these years. Back to you, Pedro.
Okay, so yeah, by towards the end of the session, we're going to be posting in the comment section a link, and that link will send you to all the body and mind resources. Okay, but let's talk some science. Okay, muscles, ligaments, your discs, body tissues, all this heals within 12 weeks. That's about 3 months. Of course, that depends from person to person. So you might be asking, so if my back, physically speaking, heals within 12 weeks, why do millions of people we still have pain after years? Because pain isn't just in your back, pain happens in your brain. Okay, so this is easy. We are tight. Okay, so some of you are tighter than others. Some of you have tight hamstring. Some of you have tight hips or whatever. Now, if you pass out right now, you would be able to move your joints in every single direction. You would be able to do the splits right now, and it wouldn't rip your muscles. So what protects you is here, your brain. This is what limits your range of motion. If your brain deems a certain movement unsafe, it will tighten those muscles. Okay. So think of a nervous system like a smoke alarm. Okay. So when there's danger, it rings. But sometimes, even after the fire is out, the alarm keeps blaring. It's like when you're trying to make a chicken. Okay. If there's too much smoke, the alarm will go off. Even after there's no more smoke coming from the pan, the alarm will still be off. Make sense? So that's what happens with chronic pain. Your brain will remember the injury and keep sounding the alarm even when your body feels safe or your back is recovered. So that's why stretching alone doesn't really fix it. So that's why trying all these thousands of exercises here on YouTube, it won't really fix it. That's why pills only mask the noise. Pills is just basically just cutting the signal between your back and your brain. That's it. Now, to heal, you need to calm the alarm and you need to retrain your body so your brain thinks it's safe to move again. Okay? Now, let's talk about body. Most people are just told to stretch. But if your stabilizers muscles are offline, I'm saying again, it's not weak, but asleep, stretch will not wake them up. Why? Because your brain think it's unsafe. That's why they are offline. Now imagine your hips as a foundation of a house. Okay. If the foundation is shaky, the walls, yeah, the spine will have to work overtime to compensate for what your hips can't do. Make sense? So your back muscles will tighten up, you will have spasms, and you will scream with pain. That's when you get that sharp pain. So the solution is small, specific movements that switch the stabilizers back on. How? Letting your brain know that it's safe to turn them on. So I'm not talking about heavy gym workouts. No, no, no. You don't need none of that. Lifting hundreds of kilos, far from it. Okay. All you need is like 5 minutes a day. Little movements that say to your body and to your brain, it's safe. You're stable. You can trust yourself again. And then when your body feels safe, your brain can turn the pain signal down. That's when the pain starts to fade away. Make sense?
It makes complete sense. So when your brain understands that actually this movement's okay because you're doing it regularly, often, and it's active, then it can stop the pain. It switches off the fire alarm. It knows there's no more smoke. But let's switch gears, okay? Because even if you follow this advice of Pedro and you get your core stabilizers firing, right? Back pain can still persist if your nervous system is stuck in a heightened state of sensitivity. Okay, we might know this as fight or flight or a threat mode. Think about it, right? When you're stressed, do your shoulders feel tense? I bet they do sometimes, right? Or your breathing can become shallow. Your body can feel on edge. Stress amplifies pain by increasing your nervous system excitability. It makes discomfort feel more intense. So if you had pain before or discomfort, get a bit stressed, muscles tighten, breathing changes, and now it's even more sore. When we're stressed, we're more sensitive to pain. We feel it worse than it is. Science calls this central sensitization. This is a process where the brain and the spinal cord become hypersensitive, and it can actually amplify pain signals so that even normal movements like bending over or sitting down can feel painful. They can feel threatening, even if there's no tissue damage, because there was never any tissue damage, or that your body just got scared, or because you've repaired it, but the signal's still there. Still, it can feel painful to sit or to bend or to do things, okay? This is where hypnosis and meditation is so valuable. This is where hypnosis and meditation can really help because they're about rewiring unconscious pathways. Okay. Hypnosis is not about losing control. A lot of people think it is. It's like, I'm going to give control over to someone else. No, this is just in movies. Hypnosis is actually a focused state of attention that you have every time you watch a movie, every time you watch TV. The world disappears and you're just focused on what you're watching. You feel the emotions of the character if you get right into it. Okay. Getting into hypnosis can actually help you retrain your brain to dial down that alarm, to dial down that overactivity. Meditation, meanwhile, reduces stress hormones like cortisol. It calms the nervous system down and supports neuroplasticity. This is your brain's ability to rewire itself. This helps to weaken the association between movement, like sitting down or bending over, and pain. What I'm saying is hypnosis and meditation, they don't just relax you. They can help rewire your nervous system so that you feel safe. it reduces the intensity of your back pain over time.
Amazing. I up until I was, I don't know, 30 or even less, maybe 28, 27, whatever. I couldn't really read a book at all. As soon as I finished the first paragraph, my mind would go somewhere and I had to read it again. So I've been meditating for about 10 years now. And it really changed my life. I can read a whole book. I can focus on things. I understand more about my body. Um, it's hard to describe. Only people that actually meditate can actually feel it. It's more a feel than words can describe. You know what I mean? So it really changed me.
It's really hard to imagine if you haven't done it, and I think this is where people get lost. They don't know what they're looking for, what they don't know how if they're doing it right. But just like you described, Pedro, it's a feeling you get when suddenly you can just stay in that moment and not leave it, where you can keep reading a book and not switch off. And the only way to get that feeling is practice. You know, it's like imagine you're learning a sport and you're trying to like get the ball over there and you don't do it and you don't do it. And then one day the ball just goes straight where it's meant to go. You get a bit of a buzz, you get a feeling, right? You've done it right. Hypnosis is just like that. Getting engrossed in a book is just like that. You just have to keep doing it. Find a type of hypnosis that engages you. And so we've got many kinds. And then you'll one day you'll feel like you go, that's it, I'm doing it. But there's no way to teach you how to do it. You just have to do it.
Exactly. Like a lot of people, from my understanding, think that meditation is you going to a monastery and staying there a whole month without eating, without showering, sitting there, 10 hours a day. Like, no, it's far from it. For me, it's just really, for me personally speaking, meditation allow me to understand or catch myself when I'm thinking, and then switch back to what I'm doing. That's it. Up until now, I would get lost in my thoughts. And then a few minutes later, oh my God, I was doing this. I need to get back at it. But now within seconds, I'm like, oh, I'm thinking, back at it. It's natural.
Because you've grown an awareness of your own mind and your own thoughts. And hey, I'm not knocking it. If you want to go and spend a month in a monastery and do it,
I want to do
brilliant.
that.
I'm sure you'll have a great time. But you can start with 5 minutes a day, and that's shown to make changes in the brain. Just 5 minutes.
100%. Now, when you combine that meditation with exercise, that's basically what we teach inside the 14-day back pain reset. The exercises are meant to feel like meditation in motion, which means that you're basically in the moment, feeling the muscles that you're moving, understanding your pain threshold. You're not jumping, you're not doing anything extreme. You're moving with caution, with intent, with purpose. So that's a good segue to overcoming the fear of movement. Because if you've got back pain, you might be scared to move. That's natural, that's normal. Okay. So here's one of the hardest things. Okay. Move when you are scared. Okay. I say this all the time. People avoid bending, people avoid twisting, even walking too far, because their brain might say it's unsafe. Okay. But avoiding movement actually makes it worse. Your muscles will get weak. Okay. Your confidence will drop, and your brain will get even louder with its damaging signals. Okay. It's a vicious cycle. So let's understand this better. You suffer pain, you avoid movement, the muscles are not moving, there's no blood flow in the area. Okay, there's more inflammation building there. Now your brain perceives that as dangerous because it's hurting, because it's inflamed. If you keep on that path, after some time your brain thinks that's normal. That becomes your new normal. That's when the signal starts to heighten, and then you avoid movement, and then it gets worse, and then the pain increases. You see where I'm going with this? So the more you avoid movement, the worse your pain gets. It's a snowball. So what is the way out? Start tiny. Start very small. Even if all you can do is this motion. Yeah, you don't need to go all the way down. Even if it's just a little bit, that's enough. That what works for you. Okay, that's enough. Um, so move within a safe range, even if it's like just 20% of what you think you can do. Stop before the pain goes above 3 out of 10. Bit by bit, your brain will learn, hey, it's okay. I am
Yeah.
safe. It's like teaching a child how to swim. You don't throw them into the deep end. You start on shallow water, hand by hand, yeah, until they feel confident on their own. Okay. So if you want to move, if you want to get out of pain, don't be scared. Move slow, understand your pain, and then you increase the motion.
Perfect, Pedro. You know, you've very perfectly described a technique that I use all the time in my clinic for things like phobias, for social anxiety, and it's basically systematic desensitization. You know, people, when you're scared to do something, you can reinforce that fear by avoiding it. For
Mm,
example, somebody with social anxiety, if you don't go out, you're going to get more and more anxious, worrying more and more what it's eventually going to be like when you do go out and socialize. But by just going out for a short time, not too long all at once, and then coming back home, you can constantly reassure your nervous system, because it's not just your logical brain, it's your unconscious needs to know actually it's safe to go out. People are
mm,
nice. People are
mm,
fundamentally good. I had a good time when I went out. And so, like with teaching a child to swim, you know, as you say, you don't throw them in the deep end. You know, I remember when I was a kid, my dad teaching me to swim when I was about 3 years old. I can remember this, and we used to count the tiles. We'd start with one tile, and that's how far I had to swim, and then two, and three, and four.
uh,
And so I just slowly built confidence that I could get where I wanted to go without drowning. And this works for almost any fear. Just start with just a small amount. And when you've been in pain and you don't want to move, you still must stick with what's safe. So don't
mm,
go and do a marathon. You know, you don't want to jump in the deep end. But if you start with just a little bit and then a little bit more and constantly reassure yourself that you're safe, you're going to get progress. And this is why Pedro and I work together. Because if you only train the body, your brain's still going to panic and think that you're going into the deep end when you're not. But if you only train the brain, then the body still feels unstable because you haven't actually done the work. So the real solution is retraining both together. That is when pain is going to lose its power. So that brings us to what we call the Vita method that we have created. It's 3 steps. Step 1, you've got to understand, if you learn the science of why pain is lingering in your nervous system, why it's there in your body, then you can learn that your body is safe when it's safe and you can use it. Step 2 is do. It's small daily exercises. We keep things as short as possible so that you can do it every single day. Some days it's meditation, some days it's physical movements, sometimes it's hypnosis. It's going to retrain your body and calm your brain. And step 3 is live. We want you to get back to what you love without fear. Okay. This is the foundation of the 14-day back pain reset. And here's why it matters. Because remember, only 1 in 10 people see long-term results with conventional treatments, because those results only address the body. This reset is different because it connects both the body and the mind, okay? That is why people start feeling relief in days, not in years. So tonight, we don't just want you to understand this, we want you to feel it, okay? That's why we're giving you a free, completely free starter pack, a guided hypnosis, a meditation, and a set of exercises that you can start today.
exactly. Yeah. And I want to share with you what it actually looks like. Yeah. So now, if you stayed up until now, I will put in the comments these resources. So thank you for sticking by. Now I want to show you what the real program looks like. Okay. So I just want to share my screen. Allow, share. Okay. So as soon as you buy the program here, we'll go and start course. Okay, of course, we're going to welcome you to the course and all that. I want to give you an overview. I don't want to go page by page. Okay, so here you go. You can see day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7. There's something for you to do every single day of the week. Here. So I'm going to welcome you. We're going to show you how to use the app. I want to give you a good introduction to physical health. Daryl will do the same for the emotional health. I'm going to teach you a breathing technique that you can use in the physical exercises, because breathing is extremely important and plays a big role on your back pain and your movement and your flexibility and your strength. Okay. So after you watched these introduction videos here, then you can get started with the actual program. So day 1, we're going to be working on your hips. Okay. Again, we're going to be focusing on your stabilizers. On day 2, you're going to be focusing on your core, strengthening your core. All this is done from home, from your living room. Okay. You don't need a lot of space. Everything is body weight, all fitness levels. This is made for everyone. On day 3, emotional health. Now there's Daryl helping you out with that. Day 4, hips. Again, stabilizers. Day 5, core. Day 6, emotional. And day 7, journaling. Week 2 is the same structure, so you don't get lost. We're going to keep on focusing on your hips and core and your emotional health on day 10, 12, 13, 14, and so forth. Okay. So this is basically the 14-day back pain reset. If you purchase this, okay, and you got here towards day 10, you would have a good understanding and idea if this is for you, if this helps you, okay, if you want to move forward. And that's why we are giving away free coaching calls, free one-on-one coaching calls. So you can really speak to one of us, and we're going to help you create a safe and a progressive plan forward, specifically designed for you, whether you want to stay within the 14-day back pain or you want to do something else. We can help you. That's part of the package too. So yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. What are you gonna add anything?
That's it's really good to see it, and I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing what it would involve in that 14 days. Remember, you don't need a gym, you don't need equipment. You can be any fitness level to start this. So if you're worried, oh, do I have to have this stuff or have a gym access? No, anybody can start the 14-day back pain reset, and maybe you can be more than one of the 10 that breaks free from that pain. Okay, you only have one body, you have one life. Don't waste time. Don't wait years until you try this. Give it a go, because you deserve it. Okay, you deserve to move, to feel good, and to not have pain holding you back anymore.
Exactly. And also, like, we're going to give you 45% off, some bonuses, and a 30-day money back guarantee. So come on, it's a no-brainer, unless you want to stay in pain. But that's your call.
May as well give it a go. Oh, well, thanks, Pedro, and we hope to see some of you guys in that back pain reset.
Yes. See you, Daryl. Catch you guys later. Have a good day. Bye. Hang on. I am stopping the recording and ending the stream.
Here we go.